Yeah, it can be tricky. You may want to pay a man a compliment, but you don't know what to say to him. After all, you don't want to insult him accidentally, do you? And you know that complimenting him on his new set of high heels, well, that would be totally inappropriate. In fact, compliments will get you nowhere. Well, today I'm going to show you 7 compliments that men are actually dying to hear from you, and I'm going to give you some understanding of why they work. Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo from datingfire.com and datingadviceguru.com. Welcome back to the dating and relationship secrets you need to know. If you've ever tried to compliment a guy, chances are you've had probably mixed results, right? Or you may have complimented a guy and it seemed like it didn't go over very well. What gives? Well, the truth is that complimenting men isn't difficult, but it's a whole lot different than complimenting women. You can't hand out empty compliments about his appearance. What men want to be complimented on are the subtle qualities that most people don't usually see. Things like his personality, his skills, and things like that. So let's jump right in with the first compliment. Compliment number 1, wow, you always know exactly what to say. Now this one's a beauty. Even as I said that, I could feel the impact it would have as I imagined a woman giving that compliment to me. When you tell a man that his verbal skills are sharp, you're expressing how his problem-solving skills are also sharp. Because you also complimented his solution, not just the actions he took. And not to mention, you also let him know that he made you feel better in some way. This is a huge win for a guy. Never underestimate the power of this kind of compliment. Oh, and another thing, this compliment also compliments him for his history of knowing the right thing to say, that he's been doing the right thing all along, which makes it doubly effective. Don't miss out on using this one. All right, compliment number 2 is compliment him exactly as he is. Let me give you an example of this one. You know I wouldn't change a thing about you, or I love you just the way you are, or don't change. Now, of course, don't say this compliment and then be secretly wishing he would change, okay? He'll be able to figure that one out in a heartbeat. Mostly because you probably have been telling him in words and actions that he isn't feeling accepted. But if you are genuinely satisfied with him, which I hope you are, then by all means, let him know about it. Telling him that he is accepted right now without any changes is a huge affirmation for a guy. And it's also amazingly effective because he knows then that you don't want to make him into your little self-help project. Most men have a distinct experience with women that goes a little bit like this. He meets a woman and she seems to be genuinely into him. A few months go by and then she starts being more critical. Eventually she starts telling him how she would like to change him. If not overtly, then she starts demonstrating that she just doesn't accept him the way he is. And usually this is because she chose poorly. She was in such a hurry to get into a relationship with a guy that she wasn't picky. She didn't decide that maybe this guy was one that she should throw back in the water, you know. And when a guy does go through, when he goes through this process, it's incredibly emasculating. It's not something he wants to repeat. I challenge you to go ask some of your male friends if they've ever had this happen to them in a relationship and listen to what they have to say. The essence of a lasting love is to have your partner totally accept you. It doesn't mean that there are things that you wouldn't like to be working on in the relationship. It doesn't mean that at all. It simply means that his present beingness is okay right now. It's hard to find someone who will compliment somebody this way. I'll bet you haven't even heard many compliments like that yourself. Hey, have you ever wondered if you could create a powerful connection with him? Do you ever wonder what type of guy you're dating right now? Well, the fact is you do need to know what his connection type is, but the first step is for you to know your own type. What's your connection type? I've got a great quiz for you to find out. Go take it at datingfire.com/connect. That's datingfire.com/connect. Go take it. Find out what your style is. Okay, the next compliment is, wow, I really feel like you get me. This one's big, ladies. This compliment, it really works with a man. The reason that it works is because a man is always looking for some kind of confirmation that he has a connection with you. Believe it or not, yes. Men are not confident in their own relationship skills. They're always concerned because they know that women have much more developed social skills and relationship skills. However, I want to take a moment to warn you about something. This is changing. Women are no longer as sharp as they used to be with social skills and with relationship skills. Over the past few years, there has been a sharp decrease in social awareness among men and women. Everyone wants to keep this social distance. We got used to wearing masks and keeping each other away from each other, and this is lethal to the health of humanity. If there's anything you should do, it's to make sure you are staying connected and keeping your social and relationship skills extra sharp. There's no risk out there. You can get back and get connected again. I've been coaching many women who have been very damaged by the social climate, not just here in the United States, but around the world. Make sure you take steps to get yourself back out there and around people as soon as possible. Don't let fear stop you. So again, complimenting a guy that he understands you it's big, it's huge. This affirms that he's on the right path to making you happy. And again, this is one of the most important things for a guy. He needs to know that he can make you happy. The opposite is also true. If he doesn't feel like he can make you happy, he's going to leave. This is actually the #1 reason why most men leave a relationship with a woman. She either complains or she fails to make him feel accepted enough to believe that he is actually making her happy. Don't make that critical mistake. Next compliment is, be impressed by him. This compliment, just being impressed with him, can have the most radical effect on a man's willingness to open up to you and to make a commitment to your relationship. And it can be as simple as, I'm lucky to have you. Again, this affirms that he's doing right in the relationship, and that's going to be his biggest insecurity too. Another way that his being impressed, this whole being impressed compliment works so well, is that it affirms that he is worthwhile. He's a catch. He has value. We all want to know that, right? Most men never really hear that they have value in a relationship to a woman. They don't. They don't get the words that tell him how well he's doing and affirm his value. Another great way to affirm him is telling him a compliment like this. Wow, you really know everything about blank. It could be movies, could be fixing cars, whatever his occupation is. You see, for a man, he stockpiles useful and not so useful little tidbits of information away in his brain. Men look at information as being valuable, like little nuggets of gold. We love everything from movie quotes to trivia to facts that no one really cares about. Boys eat this up in the books that they read when they're young. After all, the Guinness Book of World Records was really created probably for boys to show off their knowledge to other boys. But you want to find a hobby that he's really into and cares about. Every guy has something that he really knows a lot about, and he wants to hear a compliment about it. Hey, if you like these tips, go on, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and you can get these videos every week, and you'll know exactly when they're released. Don't miss them. Next compliment is, I really love how you took leadership of this. Okay, or I really love how you took that on or got it done. This one is a compliment about something that he took initiative on. Maybe you mentioned how you wanted to start looking for a new apartment, or he comes to you with a bunch of options from the paper, or new apartments or houses to buy, whatever. When a guy takes this kind of initiative like this, you've got to make sure he knows that you see it. He needs it reinforced. A man is always looking for those indications when he's on the right track when it comes to doing the work of a relationship. Remember when complimenting him about his decision and taking the lead, okay? It doesn't matter if it's not the choice that you would have made. That's really important. That's a very important distinction. Even if it's not the one you would have chosen, don't get caught up in what you think he should have done or what he did wrong. Get more caught up in finding a way to compliment his intentions. One of the worst spirals of death that a relationship can fall into is when the man is trying, but the woman only sees the results and then compares them against her own ideal. A man, he never gets appreciated, and then the woman doesn't even realize what he was trying to do in the first place. Again, most men misunderstand or don't quite catch that you are purging sometimes when you come to him with an emotional topic. But if he takes the initiative and comes to you with some way to solve your problem, you should definitely compliment him about it. Yes, especially even if he misunderstood your original intention, because right now he's giving you the opportunity to see him at work, see him taking the lead, see him being a man. Men are very hesitant to take the lead in a relationship for fear that he's going to do the wrong thing and make you unhappy. That's why you have to openly embrace every time he does it and just do it anyways. Otherwise, you're going to be creating a man who won't take any action or initiative in your relationship. And I think you know what that's going to lead to. Next compliment is anything that shows admiration and respect. Again, two of the most important things that a man needs in a relationship are your respect and knowing that he's important to you. Admiration is something that every man hungers desperately for. Just imagine your need to be appreciated and desired in a relationship. And then imagine that feeling for him when it comes to getting admiration from you. If you could trade these two back and forth for the rest of your relationship, you would both have the happiest relationship you could imagine. Admiration is a status emotion, and you probably already know from listening to me that status is one of a man's highest values. He doesn't know it quite in those words, but he does know the feeling. He wants that feeling of being on the top of the mountain. He wants to be the boss. You the man. You ever heard a guy compliment another guy like that? You should try it sometime. Even with a humorous edge, he's going to be riding a high, just having you go, you the man. Next compliment is letting him know how safe and secure you feel. A man instinctively knows that he has to provide some level of safety for you, and he's happy to do it. A guy's going to put himself in harm's way to make sure that you are safe. So let him know that he's being successful at his job. Just tell him, you know, I feel so safe when I'm around you. That's all it takes to let him know that he is doing a good job in the relationship. You can also say something like, I feel so taken care of when I'm with you, or you're a big bubble of safe around me. You can think of the hokiest way of saying it, and it doesn't matter. He's going to completely melt for that. Next compliment is tell him how manly he is. Every guy grows up wanting to be a masculine man. Even if he doesn't know what that is on the surface, that's his ultimate drive. Now, of course, I'm going to make an exception here for alternative lifestyles and sexual orientations, but you get my drift, right? In the same way that you want to be seen as a desirable woman, every boy also makes fun of his friends by insulting his manhood, right? It's a habit that boys get into and when he's a kid. And we seem to do it instinctively. This is why you must be the force that uplifts his masculinity. A relationship is not the place to constantly be struggling for control or putting each other down or bickering. Give him the benefit of knowing that he is a man and he's man enough for you and that you appreciate it. All you got to do is tell him something like, such a man, I love it. Or, I'm so turned on by how manly you are. Or, you the man, right? You get the picture. Every man is insecure about his masculinity at some level. You can never validate his manhood enough. And yes, I also mean down there. As a woman, you might think that this is pathetic and childish, but this is one of the key differences between men and women that you have to understand. He wants to be the head honcho that every man and woman respects and adores. You want to be the goddess that every man and woman respects and adores. We all have very similar desires, but with slight differences. Even try saying something like, I trust your decision. That's a good one. Let him know that he is the big cheese, and it's way more than most men will ever hear. Unless you're dating a complete goofball, you should be able to say this from time to time to him, right? I mean, if you can't compliment a man, why the hell are you with him? More often than not, I suggest to a woman how to compliment a man, and then she comes up with a bunch of reasons why that compliment doesn't fit him or won't work or she doesn't want to do it. Or she really doesn't want to compliment him. If you find that you can't compliment your man for any reason, that's a problem. You might have a problem complimenting, which shows that you have some stuff to work on, or you may have just chosen poorly. If you're wondering if your relationship is meant to be or not, go try out my quiz right now. Go on over to datingfire.com/connect. That's datingfire.com/connect. Go find out by taking this short quiz whether or not he's the right guy for you or not, or if you can make that connection. What's your connection style? If you feel like you're on a clock, that time is of the essence to find the man that's going to make a commitment to you, you're right. Time is short, so stop wasting it. Find out now. And I'm even going to send you, for taking the quiz, I'll send you my free ebook, The 7 Mistakes Women Make That Push Men Away. Then you'll be well down the path to creating the kind of relationship that you want the moment you take the quiz and get that book. So get started now. datingfire.com/connect. And if you want more of this topic, go on over to datingfire.com. You can click on the article. You can find out more about what I couldn't fit into this video. Hey, if you're new here, before you go, don't run away yet. If you're here new or you're not, that's okay. Do the big 3. 1 is like and subscribe. Get this stuff every week. 2 is turn on the notifications and click that bell icon. Make sure you subscribe. Most women that visit this channel don't subscribe, and you have to really make sure you get every video. And if you're already subscribed, please share. I give away all this great information, and I'm sure your female friends could use it. And number 3, make sure you comment below. Did you agree with these tips? Is there any video you want from me? Do you want a part 2? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, I'm going to put a recommended video. Okay, YouTube is going to put another video up here, but it's probably going to be a good one of mine. Watch it. Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo. As always, live and love. with passion.